As somebody who got married really, really young, some people might not think it's young, but I think it's young looking back now. I was 23 years old. There are so many things I learned, being married that young and now divorced. I've learned so many things. I'm going to share at least 3 things that I've learned and I will never ever do again, okay? So first of all, obviously, as you know already, the first statement that I said is that getting married at 23 was quite young. I didn't have any experiences or relationship. All the relationship around me, from what was apparent, were toxic. They were not good relationships. So I didn't have like a proper example of a marriage. So me choosing to get married so excitingly, not even knowing what to expect, because these ladies who were in these toxic marriages, they never really spoke about it. They really kept it in. Like, West Africans, they keep their issues to themselves and things like that, which I think it's good. But I believe at the time, us that were younger, these aunties should have coached us. They should have told us that marriage is not all roses and beautifuls and sunshines. There's difficulties there. Nobody really said anything. They really, even though we knew as young teenagers, young adults, we knew that there were issues going on in these adults' relationship, but it was a thing where we couldn't ask. But I feel like they should have drawn us in, like what I'm doing now. Basically, I'm the next generation auntie, isn't it, right? So like what I'm doing now, talking to you guys about marriage. Like, look, marriage is nice, marriage is beautiful, but there's difficulties in marriage. I wish the aunties had told us that. I wish the aunties had prepared us, and the mums and the grandmothers had prepared us to say, look, marriage is not as easy as a lot of people make it seem. And another thing that I would say as well, subhanAllah, is that I married for deen. Solely for the deen. I wasn't worried about what was in his account. I wasn't worried about anything else. For me, what I thought at the time was, if you have deen, you have everything. And wallahi, my little sisters, it's not the truth. A man can have deen and lack character. A man can have deen and not be ambitious and want goodness in life. In his deen and dunya, a man can have deen and be irresponsible. So I didn't think that at the time. I just thought, deen, that's it. Tick. Once you have the deen, you're going to tick all the boxes, and that was not the truth. That was the absolute false. And I learned that the hard way when I married somebody who had deen visibly and practically at the time. Obviously, Allah knows best, and when I got married to them, I noticed that they were quite lazy and they were not ambitious as they had promised me they would be, and they weren't really like, I'll provide, I'm the provider, I'm the protector. None of that. So someone can have deen and they will not have the protector mindset. Someone can have deen and they will not have the provider mindset. Someone can have deen and not even want to work. So when I married this person for the deen, they didn't work for months and it was me working, and that can build resentment. So me personally now, this is my personal thoughts, right? You do you, okay? But Auntie Fatima is speaking. I will not marry for just deen anymore. Obviously, we have 4 reasons to marry, right? I will marry, for the fact that I will marry for wealth, firstly. That's my first thing, right? And then the deen comes second. I can't rely on someone's deen anymore to basically, lead a family, because a man can have deen and not be a leader. So for me, I have established my own deen myself and I'm content with it. And any man who comes into my life, you're going to add to that. I'm not going to rely on you because you have deen, so now you're going to teach me. That's how I was when I got married. So I will not do that anymore. So for me now, what I will do, I will 100% marry for financial comfortability. I want to be comfortable. I want somebody who will be able to provide for me. So that's my number one thing. And unfortunately, yes, I say unfortunately, the deen comes second. I cannot do that anymore. I've experienced it. You can do it though. You can go and try it out because it could work for you, However, for me, it never worked out. Another thing that basically I wouldn't do again as somebody who got married really young and now divorced, alhamdulillah, is that whatever issue that happens in our marriage, maybe I'll tell you once and tell you to change. The second time, guess who's going to find out about it? Right? My mahram, my mom, probably a therapist, probably your favorite imam, somebody who you value, somebody who you respect. I'm sorry, I'm not going to keep this thing, it stays in my marriage. My husband, I'm going to No! You want to act like an idiot? I'm going to tell your favorite sheikh that you're an idiot. I'm going to tell them who you really are. I'm not going to protect a man no more. I'm going to tell my wali, and I would let the men in my family know, people who I trust, of course, the men who I trust, like, you need to talk to this person because this person is acting like a weirdo. And I did that in my marriage, the entirety of my marriage. I just protected him even from his own family. Like, I never ever said a word to his family of how he really was, because my idea at the time was, oh, you know, you protect your husband, whatever happens in your marriage stays in your marriage. False. Whatever happens in your marriage stays in your marriage. Once you try to discuss it right there and then, and the second time, if it continues again, you need to let somebody know. It could be your mom, it could be your brothers, it could be your sisters, it could be somebody who you can talk to, who can probably give advice to you, and somebody who is not biased, that will basically get both of you together so you guys can sort it out, you know. So yeah, as you guys know, I like to give you guys a bonus. So this is the bonus for you guys. When I chose to get married young at 23, one of the things that I didn't do, I never really spoke to his mom as such, or his family like that. You know, I just trusted him because he was a revert. So he made it in a way whereby, well, my family are not Muslim, and you know, and besides, there's a language barrier, so there's no point of really talking to them. Whatever you have to say, you can say to me. I don't care if you guys have a language barrier. Nowadays, you have AI, you have translating app, whatever else, you know. Speak to his family. His family will be the best people to tell you who he really is, you know. Like, if they're honest people, if they're trustworthy, if they know the importance of marriage, you know, they will be honest and be like, this is how my person, my whoever is, you know, my son is, my brother is. They'll be honest, you know. And this is one thing that people need to stop. When somebody comes to you for a reference, don't just give the good bits. Say the good, the bad, and the ugly thing about the person, you know. So I never really asked about his childhood. I never asked about his parents and the relationship he had with his mother. I never did none of that, ladies. I never did. And that's something I will never do again. I don't care if your language is click, sound, click. I am making sure I still communicate with you, mate. Okay? Because I need to know. And if you're an honest person, I'll presume you're honest, you know. I'll take it as you're an honest person. You will tell me the truth about your brother or your cousin or whoever else, you know. So ladies, these are the things that I wouldn't do anymore when I choose to get married again. Obviously, like, I can't get married young again. But if you guys are young watching this, just be mindful, okay? There's no rush into marriage. One of the things I would say, though, it's better to get married than commit zina. I'm totally against zina. You know, you can't be out here. You can't be out here. You can't be out here as a Muslimah, period. You know? So to protect yourself, you think like, okay, you know what? I want to get married young for that reason. You could get married for that reason. But then when you get married to somebody who's an idiot, you would regret it, you know? And the other point that I mentioned as well, don't marry for potential. Don't marry just for deen, you know, because somebody can have deen and lack character. There's so many brothers who have deen visibly and even in their heart, but they lack, well, do they even have it in their heart? I'll say visibly. You can see them and you see Allahu Mubarak kind of thing, but deep down they lack character, they lack akhlaq, you know, and they're not the providers and the protectors that we really want them to be. So marry for money. You're not gonna, I believe if I had married for money, I had got that part of it, I wouldn't have had the regrets that I had previously, you know what I mean? You know, but Allah knows best, you know. We don't go back and start saying, oh, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. It is what it is, it's happened. What was the other point? I forgot the other one. So yeah, ladies, just be very careful, okay? Learn from me, and if you have any questions, go ahead and ask me. I'll be more than happy to answer, inshallah.
So don't forget to follow me for more Islamic education videos, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel too, okay?